Do you remember the days when you could sit for hours, watching your favorite show, reading a good book, or driving on a long road trip, and then just stand up and walk away without a second thought? Maybe you used to travel, long flights, cross-country drives, hours in the car to visit the grandkids, and it never even crossed your mind to worry about your legs. But somewhere along the way, something changed. Maybe now your legs feel heavy when you stand. Maybe your feet tingle or go numb after sitting for a while. Maybe your ankles are a little swollen by evening, and you've just accepted it as part of getting older. I want to stop you right there, because what I'm about to share with you is not something most doctors take the time to explain. And it could be the single most important thing you hear this week. The chair you're sitting in right now, the way your legs are positioned at this very moment, it may be quietly, silently, doing damage to your circulation in a way that compounds every single day. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's happening, why it matters, and this is the part I love, one small, almost effortless thing you can add to what you're already doing that can change everything. And the most surprising part? The position that's damaging your circulation most isn't the one you'd ever guess. I'll show you exactly which one in just a moment. Let me explain what's actually happening inside your body when you sit. Because once you understand this, you'll never think about sitting the same way again. Your legs contain some of the largest veins in your entire body. And unlike your arteries, which have the heart pumping blood through them, your veins depend on something else entirely to push blood back up toward your heart. They depend on your leg muscles contracting. Every step you take, every little movement, every time you shift your weight, your calf muscles act like a second pump, squeezing blood upward against gravity. Now here's where it gets important. When you sit, especially in a chair where your knees are bent at 90 degrees or higher, you compress the major blood vessels behind your knees. You essentially put a partial clamp on that venous return system. And your calf muscles? They go completely still. That secondary pump shuts off. Blood begins to pool in the lower legs. Fluid leaks into the surrounding tissue. And over time, over weeks, months, and years, this creates the classic signs we see in our older patients. Swollen ankles by evening, cold feet, that heavy aching feeling, and in more serious cases, a dangerous risk of blood clots. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I already know sitting too long is bad, but here's what almost nobody talks about. It's not just how long you're sitting, it's how you're sitting. And there's one specific position that's far more damaging than the others. We're getting there. Now I want to challenge something you've probably been doing your whole life, and that most people would consider totally harmless, maybe even comfortable. Crossing your legs. I know, it feels natural, it feels proper. Many of us were even taught it was the polite way to sit. But here's what's actually happening when you cross one leg over the other. You're compressing the popliteal vein, the major blood vessel that runs behind the knee, on the leg that's on top. You're also putting direct pressure on the peroneal nerve, which runs along the outer knee. And on the leg that's on the bottom, you're restricting blood flow from below. In younger people, the body compensates quickly. But after 60, our vascular walls are less elastic. Our blood is naturally a bit thicker. Our circulation already works harder than it used to. Crossing your legs even for 20 minutes can cause a measurable drop in blood flow. And if you do it habitually, day after day, it contributes directly to that swelling, that numbness, and that heaviness you've been noticing. And before you think this is just about comfort, research has shown that habitual leg crossing is associated with elevated blood pressure readings, varicose vein progression, and in high-risk individuals, an increased likelihood of deep vein events. But crossing your legs isn't the only sitting habit quietly working against you. Coming up, I'll show you the full list, and the one I see most often in my patients that they never even realize they're doing. Let me walk you through the sitting positions that are most harmful to circulation in seniors. And I want you to be honest with yourself as I go through these. Position number 1, knees higher than hips. If your chair or sofa is low and soft, chances are your knees are angled upward, higher than your hips. This posture crimps the femoral artery in your groin area and puts your hip flexors in a shortened, contracted position for extended periods. Blood flow to the lower leg is significantly reduced. Position number 2, feet dangling or not flat on the floor. When your feet don't rest flat on the floor, the back of your thighs press hard against the front edge of the chair, compressing the vessels that run underneath. This is extremely common in shorter individuals sitting in standard height chairs. Position number 3, slumping or leaning to one side. When we slouch, we rotate the pelvis under, and that puts direct pressure on the iliac vessels, the large vessels that branch into the legs from the lower abdomen. Leaning to one side creates asymmetrical compression, meaning one leg is getting far less blood flow than the other. Position number 4, ankles crossed under the chair. This one surprises people. Many of us habitually tuck one ankle behind the other under our chair. This compresses the small veins in the ankle and restricts the calf pump mechanism entirely. It's one of the most common patterns I see, and one of the easiest to fix. Now that you know what not to do, here's the part that's going to change how you think about your daily routine forever. Because fixing this doesn't require a gym. It doesn't require medication. It just requires adding one thing to what you're already doing. Here's something I love about circulation health. Unlike so many other health challenges, this one responds beautifully to small, consistent actions. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to know the right things to add. Most people know that walking is good for circulation, and it is. Walking is your base ingredient. But here's the secret additive that multiplies your results. Strategic micro-movement breaks built around what's called the calf pump activation protocol. Let me explain, and then I'll give you the exact routine. Your calf muscles, as I mentioned earlier, are your body's second heart for the lower legs. Every time they contract, they squeeze blood upward through your veins. The key insight here is this: you don't need to walk across the room to activate them. You can do it right where you're sitting, the seated calf pump. Do this every 30 minutes. While seated, keep both feet flat on the floor. Slowly raise your heels off the ground, keeping your toes down. Hold for 2 seconds, then lower back down. That's 1 repetition. Do 15 of these. It takes less than 45 seconds, and it immediately restores venous blood flow in the lower leg. Studies have shown that just 10 seated calf raises can increase lower leg blood flow by over 30% in older adults. That is remarkable, and it costs you nothing. The ankle circle reset. Slowly rotate each ankle in circles, 10 times clockwise, 10 times counterclockwise. This mobilizes the ankle joint, stretches the small vessels, and re-engages the muscle pump. Do this every hour. The 2-minute stand and shift. Every hour, stand up. You don't need to walk anywhere. Just stand, shift your weight gently from foot to foot 10 times, and sit back down. That simple action decompresses every vessel we just talked about, and gives your circulation a full reset. But there's one more thing. And this is the one that ties everything together. A simple environmental fix to your sitting position that works around the clock, even while you sleep. Coming up next. The good news is that your environment can do a lot of the work for you, if you set it up correctly. Let's talk about the ideal sitting position for circulation. Hips at or slightly above knee level. This is the single most important positional adjustment. Use a firm seat cushion if your current chair sits too low, or raise your chair height if possible. The goal is to have your hips at the same height, or just slightly higher, than your knees. This takes pressure off the femoral vessels and allows blood to flow freely. Feet flat, fully supported. If your feet don't quite reach the floor flat, a simple footrest, even a stack of hardcover books, makes a profound difference. The back of your thighs should rest lightly on the chair, not be pressed hard into the seat edge. Compression socks, the underrated MVP, medical-grade graduated compression socks, typically 15 to 20 millimeters of mercury for general use, provide gentle, continuous external pressure that assists venous return throughout the day. They're not just for travel anymore. I recommend them to many of my patients who spend long hours seated, and the feedback is consistently positive. Less swelling, less achiness, more energy in the legs by evening. Elevate in the evening. After a long day, lie down and elevate your legs above the level of your heart for 15 to 20 minutes. You can use pillows under your calves and ankles. This uses gravity to assist drainage and reduces the overnight fluid accumulation that leads to morning stiffness. Now, I want to say something very clearly. As a physician, everything I've shared today is designed for general circulatory wellness, but there are symptoms that go beyond what lifestyle changes alone can address, and you need to know what they are. Please talk to your doctor if you experience sudden, severe swelling in one leg, particularly if it's warm, red, or painful to touch. This can be a sign of deep vein thrombosis, which requires immediate evaluation. Also see your doctor if you notice pain in your leg when walking that goes away with rest. This is a classic sign of peripheral artery disease, and it is treatable. Watch for skin changes on the lower leg, darkening, hardening, or open sores near the ankle. These indicate advanced venous insufficiency. And any numbness or tingling that doesn't resolve, especially if it's in one limb only, deserves professional attention. These symptoms are your body asking for help. Don't wait. The earlier these conditions are caught, the better the outcome, every time. Remember what I asked you at the beginning of this video? Those days when you could just get up and go, when your legs felt like they were carrying you, not slowing you down. That feeling isn't gone. For most people, it's just been quietly chipped away by habits that nobody ever explained were harmful. And now, you know. You know that crossing your legs is slowly restricting your circulation. You know that the way your chair is set up either helps or hurts you every single day. And you know that adding 45 seconds of calf raises every half hour can restore blood flow by over 30%. Small knowledge, big difference. This is what we do here at Your Health Pulse. We give you the real science, clearly, compassionately, and without the overwhelm, so that you can make confident choices for your own health. If this video helped you, please like it and share it with someone you care about. Because I promise you, someone in your life right now is sitting in a position that is quietly working against them. And they deserve to know. Subscribe to Your Health Pulse so you never miss a video, and drop a comment below. I'd love to know. Which of these sitting habits did you recognize in yourself today? I'll see you in the next one. Take care of those legs. They've carried you a long way.